Hi guys, welcome back to a car chat where I tell unhinged stories that I have lived or experienced. They may not be unhinged to you, but they're unhinged to me. Don't judge my hair because I still have to brush it out. Anyways, let's get into it. Okay, so I once had a friend come over to my house for the first time, and I didn't live in a very nice house. I'm just gonna be straight and put that out there, although I am very thankful for the house that I grew up in, because it still was a house and a roof over my head. Anyways, so we got off the bus, and I had a long driveway until we got into our house. She was like silent at first, and then she looked over at me and was like, "This is really your house?" And I was like, "Yeah, why?" And she's like, "Because it's kind of crappy. Like, it's not a very nice house." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I know." And she was like, "I thought you were rich and lived in a big house." And I was like, "Oh, why'd you think that?" And she's like, "'Cause you dress nice." And I was like, "Oh, no." Next up, I am kind of terrified of car washes. I know, it's a little weird, but driving into them gives me major anxiety because one, they're directing me. Two, I feel like I'm gonna mess up going into the car wash, that they're gonna be like, "Get out, we'll move you in here," type of thing, because like, I don't know, what if I suck at it, you know? And I've done it often. Not super often. I've done it a few times, okay? But like, you know, it's scary. But that didn't even start my fear of car washes. What did was, I had a car that me, my mom, and her husband at the time were all sharing, and they had finally gotten their own vehicle, so I had the vehicle, right? And normally they would go and wash it and all the things, and so it was always clean. Well, it was now solely my vehicle, so I was like, I'm gonna go wash this. And I went into the car wash, and all of a sudden water just starts coming from the roof, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like, and it was like flooding, and I was like, what is happening? And like, I had a friend with me, and we were just like, what is this? And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing, like, oh my gosh. And then I went home and told my mom, and she was like, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you about that. And then while we're on the topic of friends, I'm actually still friends with this person that this story is about to be about. Love the person, okay? This is just a very unhinged story, and not to mention, we're young, so, you know, things like that. I feel like you say more unhinged things when you're that age anyways. So anyways, I had this friend send me a Instagram picture that was actually like my post, right? And was like, "Did you break your nose?" And I was like, "Yeah, why?" And he was like, "Oh, well, I could tell because your nose